everybody? Welcome to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, Calvin Logan. And I'm excited today here at the Logan Power Show because I got with me a lady, man. She's a game changer. She's been in the game for some time. She has her own platform. Her voice is very, very strong to the people, and she helps behind the scene. She's someone that you want to have either like on your team or someone you want to recruit ASAP. If you want to make a difference, she's the one and only Miss Vaughn Postema Swain. How you doing, ma'am?
Wow, I feel real motivated after that intro. I feel real motivated.
Oh yeah, definitely. We always want to honor what honor is due. You got to give respect to people who've been in the game for some time and very successful. Is not a gender thing; it's a respect thing. So I always want to respect those that have, paving the way. Because you on levels that others are not on right now. So that's how I look at the Logan Power Show. We want to always respect what respect is due. So that's why I want to honor here today. So like, tell us, how did you get involved in this radio television dynamic? Because like your name's all over the place. Like when you look you up, it's like, it's like a dog on like, big poster board.
I got a good digital resume, huh?
Absolutely.
Well, I would say that, I don't want to sound cliche, but I literally have been a part of broadcasting, public speaking, or some kind of media form since I can remember. I mean, I can remember doing presentations and things, whether that be in like my church or school, but in front of very large crowds. So I've never been shy in front of people. And I've always been excited to use my voice. So ever since I can remember, I always had some kind of camera in my hand. And that really led me to, in high school, I was in magnet programs, which were specialized courses. And one of them, or two out of the three, were technology courses. So I spent a lot of time around film and audio and originally wanted to go to a film school. But at that time, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer and I wanted to stay closer to home. So I ended up in Charleston, South Carolina at the College of Charleston and went more into a direction of communications, public relations, which was actually kind of further from my original intent, but still, communication still fell in line with all of that. So fast forward a little bit, I'm in my senior year of college and I guess I say my peers, they came up to me and said, "Hey, we're trying to revive the college radio station. We want you to be on it. We want you to talk about Greek life." That's what they said. Because I had been a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated since 2011. And so I had done a lot of things. So from my freshman year to senior year, I was involved in Greek life. But by that time I said, man, I'm kind of tired of talking about Greek life. Let's do something a little different. So at that time I was taking a race relations class with Dr. Anthony Green at the College of Charleston. And I decided to do a race relations show because College of Charleston is a predominantly white institution. So when you are a Black student, you can kind of eyeball the rest of the Black students. So I did a show called Transcend and Transform and had a couple of guests and co-hosts and things like that, and did that for about a year, and it was awesome. I mean, it was great. That show ended up getting transferred to a local independent radio station here in Charleston called KLIX FM, and from there, that's when I just started going even more into that independent route. Did a little bit more with helped create a hip hop show for another independent station called the Fix.fm. And that's when Time TNL came about. And Time TNL was this show called Time, featuring the then, now, and later. So it was this show where I would talk about what came before us hip hop wise, what's happening now hip hop wise, and who's our future. So we would interview independent artists and things like that. And it was a really fun time, really awesome time. And that helped me kind of cut my teeth even more in kind of that independent microphone grind. And then I applied to work at the radio station. I had left the independent radio station and started doing more like podcasting and things like that, helping with a company called Do Work Media, which I'm still a part of and contract with, and put in that application for the radio. And it wasn't even to be on air. It was to be a production assistant. I just wanted to learn more about audio and stuff, like in cutting and editing audio, because to me, I had already achieved, I didn't have to be on the radio to feel like I had made it. You know, every step I have made it. So boom, started off as a production assistant. And then a year after that, they're like, hey, I think you should be on this radio show. Boom, started off with an independent artist show, and then went from 1 day a week to 7 days a week on the radio. So there we go. That's it in a nutshell.
Gotcha. And I can tell you have a great radio voice, and you can tell you have a presence. Also, you know the pulse of the people. If you ever watch, you remember the Netflix film Dear White People?
Yeah. I get that all the time. I get that all the time. Still have not seen Dear White People, but I feel like I know it because everyone says that.
Yes, well, I seen it a little bit, and I was like, oh man, it's I haven't gotten through like the whole thing. I got through a couple of them. It's a sort of like same, radio. Young lady started a radio and talks about what's going on.
Yeah.
With in college, a lot of racial relations, same thing. And so that's why I was like saying, that's about how you start.
Yep.
Because you are on 7 days a week and your voice is sort of amplified. It's not like you're the kind of person like, well, hey, well, Ms. Vaughn, she's, she like, you got some people on Facebook, they say, well, hey, I hate life. Ain't nobody really paying attention. But when you say something, people will say like, oh, what's going on? How can we help? Because of the pandemic, things that are going on, and people are needing a voice. Has how you broadcast, how you interview, how do you speak? Has the language from you changed? Like amplify, say, hey, we need change in this community, this world. Or has it been like, well, I'm gonna stay the same person?
Well, I would say, and I just, I left the radio station in 2018, and a lot of it was because, and this, more power to them, they do their thing, but I was in a position where I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and I want to say what I want to say when I want to say it. And so once again, that's no shade to them or anything like that. There's no love lost, but it was just one of those moments where that voice that you're talking about, I wanted to be able to have my voice unedited, unscripted, just completely say what I want to say when I want to say it and stick up for who I want to stick up for. And that was very important to me. And I didn't want to jump through hoops to be able to have the permission to say what I wanted to say. So what I would say right now is that I'm able to articulate my voice in a different way. I love the microphone. I can grind on the mic all day. I love it. It feels like home, but I'm enjoying even more helping to amplify other people's voices. So when they come to me with their podcast, or they come to me with an idea that I know is speaking from the heart, I like to take my experience, pour it into them and say, okay, cool. This is what you can do. This is how you can do it. I don't have all the answers, but I've got the energy, and I feel like that stands out. So I make sure that I encourage people, and I take all of the experience that I've had, and I amplify that voice in a different way. I'm a type of person who understands that I don't always have to be in the forefront. I've been in the forefront a lot of times, and I know how important it is to be supported when you're in the forefront. So people who are in the forefront, I know how to take a back seat and help in other ways that I know will be impactful. And I don't always need my name and lights to know that I did a great job. So because I carry that kind of mantra with me and that kind of attitude, that's how I would say that my voice in a way has changed, because I've just found a different way to articulate it to make it amplified, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, because you help others, like say for instance, just give an example, someone's coming to you for help. Is it like, for instance, I'm holding your hand till you get to the finish line, or I'm gonna be straightforward with you? I'm gonna be like a cookie cutter. I'm gonna slice. I'm gonna slice out some real honesty to you, like, hey,
Right.
your lighting's bad, or hey, your mic
Yeah.
needs to turn that volume up. You ain't hitting no people, or like, hey, your video is outdated. How is it like
Yeah.
if someone coming to you? What are like sort of the like I'm in the room, I'm in the war room with you. What will a day be with you if they need some help with you?
So I am a more direct person because I like for people to be direct with me. I feel like I'm in a space where the faster I know something's wrong, then the faster I can fix it. You know better, you do better type feel. So that's my approach when I help people. In the past, that has not always been well received. So what I learned from that was the first things first when people come to me is I try to take cues from them before I insert what I think they should be doing. First, I take a little bit of time to realize what is it that they really want, because I can tell how bad somebody wants something. And I don't mean that in a way that says people don't want what they want, but there's always levels to this thing. Some people want it, but they only want it 10%. Some people want it, they want it 50. Some people want it, they want it 100%. And each person at that level, you have to treat them differently, because if you push too hard, then that's you forcing your vision. You start to force your own vision. And as a person who has a lot of vision, like for past time, you could tell me an idea you have, and I'm just going to start rattling off and expounding on it. I do that for fun. So I had to learn that I have to be careful with that, because what will happen is people will start to feel like I'm either changing their idea, taking their idea, or I'm trying to manipulate it in a way, but I'm not. My brain just goes into that kind of way. So I learned, take a step back, listen to what people really want from you. Okay. Because people get excited, they want to talk and all that kind of stuff, but what do they really want? And once that makes me to have to be a very good listener, so that I can hear the nice social cues, I can read between the lines, and I can serve more in that consultation role. Before I used to be, oh, hands on, let's do it. We can make it. We could climb to the top of the mountain, move the mountain, make a new mountain. We could do all kinds of things. Now I'm much more of, oh, really, tell me more. What's up? What do you want to do? Where do you see this going? So that's my approach nowadays.
I got you. It's good to
Yeah.
have that approach.
It's less stressful, I'll tell you that.
Trust me, I've been there where you are like, man, I'm going all in on you. I'm giving you like
Right.
the full food truck, man. I'm pulling out the entourage. We going, and then
Yeah.
she's like, well, I ain't want all that. But
Yeah.
listen, I'm all in. I'm all in with you. Like I
People
said,
get mad. They'll get
yeah.
mad at you for that. They will. That was that was hard for me to. That was a hard lesson for me to learn, and it's
Okay.
happened to me more than once. It won't happen no more. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But it just gets to that place where you're like, okay, I gotta step back and realize that everybody isn't going to. To me, I just think it's normal. What I'm thinking and how I'm thinking and what I want to execute, I'm like, oh, that's normal stuff. Anybody can do this. But I have to be honest, everybody can't. And that's hard for me to accept, because I'm like, oh, no, we can all do this. Like, there's nothing I'm doing that's special. Then you turn around, you be like, you know what? Maybe I should give myself a little bit more props, and maybe I should just relax. Maybe I should stop trying to push people. It doesn't make me greater than people. I just got a different outlook a lot of times than the people that I encounter.
Got it. Well, I think that for you, just me interacting with you, I can tell there's humility. Like we were just talking. I remember we were on a Zoom previous, and I was like, oh snap, man, you do something great. Like, hey, shout out to you. The first time me meeting you, but hey, I like to know more, that kind of stuff, like, what are you doing? What project you on? Hey, I'll share your project, that kind of stuff. Like, well, hey, I didn't know she did that, and so that's the kind of person I am. It's like, if I meet somebody who's on a cutting edge like myself, or a person saying like they want to go to this level, oh man, can I get your email address?
Immediately we were swapping contact. Yeah,
so I got like, yeah, man, I want to get this person on the show, because I believe that what people need now, you need answers, and you need someone who can fit the mold for the answers, because we don't always get the help. Now, for you, who was your motivator? Who was the person to say, you know what, Vaughn, this is your gift. Like, you in this. Who was the person that sort of pushed you to say, to fulfill your dream?
Oh man. Well, off rip, I gotta say my mom, because my mom has always been extremely supportive. Both my parents, both my parents, my mom and my dad. But my mom, she there's just not much that she's gonna say no to. And don't get me wrong, she got her own boundaries and things like that. But in terms of seeing and recognizing a passion, like she's always nurtured my creativity, my sister's creativity. She's never told us anything like, "Oh, that ain't gonna make you a lot of money," or that, some of these horror stories that I hear from other people. I didn't experience that. My family was very supportive of me, and every day I am so thankful that they were, because it really shaped who I am today. I have a really cool support system of friends and extended family as well. And of course, my husband. Like we met each other in the studio. Like that's So when it comes to creativity and pushing that creativity and pushing our limits, we help each other in that regard, and that means everything to me.
Mm.
There are people I know that are in situations where they're trying to express creativity and it's just not being, heard from. And I know sometimes you got to pick yourself up, but support groups matter. Okay. So they matter. But yeah, I'd have to say that. And another person, that I'd really have to, or two people that I'd have to really give some more props to would be Reggie Crawford out there at Cumulus. He was the production director, and that's who I worked under. And man, anything that I feel like I've learned about Adobe Audition or sound, I would have to say is from Reggie. He's a constant, he super humble. If he heard this, he would probably turn it off because he'd be embarrassed and be like, "Oh no, don't say that about me."
Mhm.
But he is an awesome person who has always said, "Hey, VP, you're dope. Like you got to understand that." And then of course, J Rock the mic. Um, J Rock, oh my God, that guy right there has always motivated me and has always reminded me that you know I'm the bomb.com, even though I'd be like, "Man, shut up, dude. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about." Like, but those are people that are like in the industry, those two that, in the industry that I feel like were consistent in the things that they told me in that regard. So yeah, I got a good little chunk there, but those are the people off rip I gotta shout out.
Got it. Now, where do you see yourself going? And the reason why I'm saying that is because you have your own podcast. Um, and sorry, what name of your podcast? Give a shout out to what's your podcast?
So I've got more so of like a multi-layered or channel that I'm
Yeah,
focusing on, which is my gaming channel.
game
That's
channel.
ginger ale flavor. Yeah, that's
Ginger
me.
flavor.
I stream my gameplay, and it's freaking fun, and I love it. And it is just this much more fun approach. I feel like a lot of people have seen me in a lot of serious roles, or how sometimes people just paint these pictures of you and you're like, wow, okay, like whatever. But ginger ale flavor is just me embracing that element of me. I've played video games. My earliest memory was of a video game, so it's just always been a part of my life. I love it. I have fun with it, and so that platform I'm looking to expand and do a little bit more on. There's music shows I'm going to be bringing to that, so it's multifaceted. It won't just be about gaming, but right now that's what it starts off as.
Okay.
So yeah, ginger ale flavor is what my current project is in terms of my own solo project. Yeah.
Okay. Definitely. I'll definitely talk to you more about that when we get off air.
Yeah, yeah.
I got a lot of ideas, ladies and gentlemen. We interviewing now. We having some fun. So that's
Right,
the
right,
thing. So this ain't the conversation we had this on the air.
right.
Um, Now, when you think about being an African American, we both are, and being a woman, I believe a lot of African American females now are given more of an opportunity than ever had before. Mostly DJs, people that's on the mics, been always the males, the
Yeah,
fellas rocking it out. But now we got people like yourself, the females
yeah.
are doing it. But you're a different type of female. Um, you do consultations, you focus
Hmm.
on your business, your different
Hmm.
brands. So the
Hmm.
brand, VP, the brand.
Yeah,
Where's the brand? Where you see the brand going? Like the whole shit
yeah.
caboodle for the brand for you.
So I've got a lot of layers to this, but I'm gonna keep it nice and tight. So yes, I do have my hands in a whole lot of pots. And I've just always been that way, and I'm gonna be that way till the day I die, because that's just what I was born to be, a multifaceted person. I got a lot of things going on. And so what I see for myself, one part of the VP brand is definitely like brand management, digital marketing strategies. So as of right now, I have my LLC, Postema Strategies, which is a digital marketing strategy company. And right now I'm focused on gaining more certifications, like all my Googles and things like Google Ads, Google Analytics, all of that, stacking up on that. I recently just interviewed for another digital marketing certificate with Full Sail University. So that's what's happening right now, because in the future, what I plan on is, obviously still maintaining my own digital strategies agency. And I want to be one of those lead marketers. I want to be that person that when you say, all right, I'm ready to get real serious about my digital marketing, there's only one person I got to call. That's the kind of vein I'm trying to be in. Like I'm trying to excel in my craft with digital marketing strategy. So that's definitely a future. Another thing that's for VP, the brand, is continue. My husband and I have a CBD business. So we are in that cannabis industry. And that is flourishing as well. And that has a lot of expansion and things that we're working on with that. So that's another part of the future. Of course, the gaming and entertainment side of things, 100%. I am working on elevating that, and the more that I'm working with live streaming, the more I'm falling in love. So I already know that that's going to be soon and very soon a service that I offer for people, because I enjoy doing it. And that coincides with podcasting and audio and all the other kind of stuff in the audio editing. And I do, at one point in time, as I aspire to have my own audio production agency. So there's a lot of things that I want to be able to sit back and say that, wow, every single one of the fingers on my hands and toes on my feet have a stream of income. So I'm just diligently working on all those things. So that's a little taste, because I'm not going to sit here and
Yeah,
tell you every single thing.
remember, keep in mind here. That's why I told you, a lot of stuff we're gonna talk about a little bit off air.
Right.
She's like myself. Like, listen, when people say like, man, some financial advisor was calling and say, hey, Calvin, do you need one? I'm like, yeah, I am the financial advisor right now, but like, say
Right.
when this thing take off, oh yeah, I'm gonna be.
You'll be ready.
I mean, I need you to
Yeah.
handle like all this, like this, all this there. So
Absolutely.
I totally get where you're coming from. Multiple streams of income. There's a lot of things that I believe you and your husband are doing. Are gonna be very beneficial. How can people get in contact with you? Say they want to invite you to interview you. Where can
Yeah.
people contact you at?
Okay, so the best thing to do, that email address, info@postemastrategies.com. That's info@postemastrategies.com. The Postema is my last name. You can see it right there on the screen. Info@postemastrategies.com. That's going to be the best way for any business inquiries, things of that nature. If you're interested in the gaming and things like that, hit me up. Ginger Ale Flavor on all platforms. Ginger Ale Flavor, all one word. You can catch me there if you want to talk a little bit about that. And then soon, music-wise, that will be the best way to hit me as well, because I still get people who ask me how to get their song on the radio, and I have not been on the radio now for almost 2 years. But I still have a heart for the independent artists, so that's another place to get me. But the best way is going to be that email address right there.
Got it. Well, hey, I thank you again for coming on to the Logan Power Show. I'm humble. I always, I'm honored that you would consider to be on here,
Yeah.
because I believe that iron's going to sharpen iron, and people that are watching, hey, listen, I told you this lady, her and her husband on some stuff that me and my wife try to be on as well. But
Yeah.
I've always said this is that sometimes in life you got to learn to listen and
Mhm.
not be always the one that's talking. So when
Yeah.
I heard her speak, I said, okay, let me see what she talking about so I can
Right.
figure out how to smooth my way to my realm. I ain't
Yeah.
trying to compete. Like, hey, listen, what she's talking about, some of the things I'm on hand in hand, but I believe that that's the thing we have to do. We got to support one another. So, hey, support.
100%.
link up with anybody who's making a difference. Hey, I know I'm excited. You should be excited. That's all the time I got. My name is Calvin Logan, Power Show nationwide, worldwide. We love you. See you soon.